Oh, fuck. Hello, and welcome to CBJ's Chatty Hour, where we talk about things that are going on Nottingham City. So, I'm joined with some of my colleagues and friends today. So, first up, we've got Amber. Amber, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi.
And then we've got Sarah. Sarah,
Hi.
So, pretty much what we're going to talk to you about today is the issue of the tram fare going up, which has been quite a controversial topic because there are people that don't get the tram, or some people like myself that get the tram all the time. So it affects people more than others. And we have had a look at all the statistics and the prices. So we're just going to talk to you today about how much that has gone up and how some prices have actually decreased, but how that's affecting us as a whole. So if you'd like to start, Amber.
Yeah, so NET has increased their day passes by 30p this month. So this is because of fare budgets costing the company £2 million a year. So obviously they can't afford that with people not paying for the tram. Student day passes have also gone up. So we were just going to talk a little bit about as a student.
So a single student tickets increased by 20p, which is obviously quite significant because I remember when I joined uni, which was in COVID times, I think it was 2020, end of 20, I can't remember, but it was much cheaper. It was about £1, so it's increased significantly.
Yeah, and I know that doesn't seem a lot, like in the wide perspective of it, but for students like us, that little extra P is a lot, because going from even last year it being cheaper, that is quite a drastic step for us. And if we're getting the tram so constantly, you know, that does add up.
It adds up, especially for students that have to commute.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it all adds up at the end, and then it's
so the prices have gone up, like the standard prices, single tickets, but we have seen with the NET team that they have decreased the prices for the annual year. So obviously you pay a large sum at the start of the year for the whole year effectively, which we have seen gone down. I mean, what has it gone down to, Amber?
Yeah, so NET have released a statement saying the cost of the annual ticket has gone down from £675 to £450. So it has been made cheaper overall, but it's just whether you can afford that lump sum in one, which maybe a lot of people can't. But they have made it cheaper for the year. It's just the day passes and the single tickets that have gone up.
I mean, they used to have a short hop ticket, which was £1, I believe, but you can't actually purchase it on the app. You can buy a short hop ticket before you get on the tram, but you can't actually buy it on the app. So it's quite frustrating if I'm only going on stop.
Yeah, and think about how much we rely on apps. And personally with me, if I'm in a rush and I'm getting a tram, I don't have time to go to the ticket machine. I'm getting everything on the app. And that has also seemed to be a problem as well, because I know there's the rule of you have to get the ticket like quite a significant time before you get onto the tram. But if I'm in a rush and I'm on my phone and I'm buying it as I'm stepping on, that's not good enough. And I will say I've had that experience before where
they should offer the same services on the app as well as
you've got the ticket to show. Like I've done that before. The ticket man's come around, and unfortunately I have been fined where I was taken off and I got a bit emotional. Like everyone was watching me. It's quite like an awkward and quite scary situation, because I was like, oh my god. Like I've been fined, I've never been fined before. And it was a £70 fine over a £2 ticket, which I did have to show, which I think is what a lot of the frustration comes from, is that if you have paid for a ticket, you've got it to show.
Yeah.
Because of that time frame that they don't
I
allow,
agree.
you're then having to pay £70.
I do think, though, they can be a bit lenient, because I remember a personal experience. When I was in first year, I had no idea what the trams were. I thought they were for free because obviously I'd grown up down south. So I remember I got on the tram and one of the tram police stopped me and they were like, yeah, you need to pay for your ticket. But I obviously explained to them that actually I don't know how they work. I'm a first year student here. I'm confused. And they actually let me off. So they can be a bit lenient.
Yeah, I feel like that's more of a reasonable situation. I remember the same. I remember thinking like, oh, this is brilliant. I'm never going to walk anywhere. And then when you put the pricing up and it adds up, you're like, oh, because I am quite a regular user of Ubers, which I need to get out of the habit of.
They're expensive as well.
They're too expensive.
They're really expensive, but also I'm getting some for £4 sometimes, and it's
that's quite good.
Is there too much difference from that?
I agree. Yeah, from a tram, because the student ticket, a student tram ticket, is the same as an Uber ticket from my accommodation at uni. So I'm in Hockley. It costs £4. It's literally the same, and I'm there straight away. Do you know what I mean?
You're getting right to your location.
Yeah. So
that's
sometimes
why
it makes you wonder.
Yeah, and if it's dark as well, you wouldn't want to walk alone on your own as a girl.
This is what I mean. And obviously there's the issue of trams obviously stopping after a certain time. Because I know when you're coming back for a night out, you then have to factor in, right, well, I need to be back in time to make the last tram. And that's obviously like hard to sort of understand what time it does fully stop running. I just think there's so much about it that also needs to be like publicised more, maybe said like in a better way so that we can understand the rules of the tram like in a clearer way, especially for people that have never
definitely, especially uni students, especially first year students that don't know much. They've moved into a new city and it's all new to them. I think they should be a bit more lenient with them, explain it a bit more. Talk them through it rather than just attacking them, because I think it's overwhelming for freshers.
I really understand why there are these measures in place, why there's the rules, because some people do ultimately take the mick.
They do
completely never buying a ticket. Like you're never going to get anywhere for free unless you walk, obviously. But I'm personally not a walker myself. But I feel like, you know, there are people that do breach those rules all the time, which I completely understand why the staff get frustrated, because they're spending
because it costs a lot. It costs a lot to run the tram, so it must be so frustrating for them when people don't actually people who actually live in the city or like are familiar with the trams now. You know, it must be quite frustrating for them to
it's just like the worry now of, okay, if it's gone up 20 pence, how much is it going to go up next? Like, is it going to keep increasing with the cost of living crisis? And it's like, I don't know if that will then be a perfect method for me to get around the city, because I don't have too much money as a student. So, you know, it's just that sort of struggle.
I think they definitely need to update the app as well, so we can have that short hop option again, because that's just a cheaper alternative.
See, I'd never heard about the short hop until you
mentioned it.
So because I just use the app, so it's not on there.
Exactly.
So you never know.
Yeah, they definitely need to update the app and switch it up a bit, because it's not fair, is it?
Yeah,
no, not at all.
There's been a few campaigners, so Save Free Tram Travel, have campaigned against the price increases for cheaper travel. So it's affecting not just students, it's affecting pensioners, you know, it's become quite an issue.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think it's just students, it's anyone that travels daily, anyone that commutes, whether you're a lecturer, whether you go to uni, whether you just live in the city. I just think we all need to work together on like making it more of a change for the future.
Definitely,
Definitely. Well,
thank you for
everything.
listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to the studio.